On a rectangle, the length is usually the longest part and the width is the shorter part. So in this problem, it says a rectangular room is 4 meters longer than it is wide. So that makes sense. Now, it doesn't tell us how wide it is. So we're going to put the shorter part as x. And this part is going to be 4 meters longer. So that's x plus 4. Now, they give us the perimeter. It's 32. We're going to use the perimeter formula, which is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width equals our perimeter. And that's because there's two of the widths and 2 of the lengths. So 2 times the length, that's x plus 4, plus 2 times the width, we put as x, equals our perimeter of 32. Now they want the length and the width, so we have 2x plus 8. We're multiplying the 2 times the x, 2 times the 4, and then this we'll just rewrite as plus 2x equals 32. So we're going to combine the 2x and the 2x. That gives us 4x plus 8 equals 32. We're going to subtract 8 from both sides because the opposite of adding 8 is to subtract 8. This goes away, leaves us 4x equals. Signs are different on the 32 and the minus 8, so we subtract, take the sign of the larger number, so that will give us, let's see, 24. Now we're going to divide both sides by 4. So x will equal 6. So the width is 6, so x equals 6. And up here, the length will be x, which was 6, plus the 4, so that gives us 10. So it asks for the length, so that's the 10 that goes here, and then the width is 6. This problem has several parts to it. First of all, they give you the formula, so you don't have to figure out the equation. It's s minus 1.5x equals 5.3. Then below that it says, the formula gives the amount of sales. That's what S is. S is sales in billions of dollars, and X is the years after 1998. Not 1998, but the years after. So they're asking, if we look on, it says, according to this equation, how much did people in the U.S. spend on statins in the year 2019? So 2019, we're going to subtract 1998 from that 2019, and that will give us what our x is, and then we'll replace it in the equation to solve for the sales, the billions of dollars that was spent. So 9 minus 8 is 1. Use your calculator. If you don't have a calculator, here's a little quick show of how to subtract. We can't do 1 minus 9, so we have to borrow. Can't borrow from the 0, so we have to borrow from the 2. That becomes 1. So now the 0 is 10. So now we can borrow from the 10. It becomes 9, and this becomes 11. So 11 minus 9 is 2, and this became a 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. So that is what our x is. X is 21. So we replace this. This is s, not a 5, it's an s, minus 1.5 times 21 equals 5.3. So we're going to multiply 1.5 times 21. It's quicker if you do it in the calculator, but we'll do it here. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Put a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Count the decimal places. There's 1. Let's line this up. So that's 31.5. So S minus 31.5 equals 5.3. So we're going to do the opposite of subtracting. This again is an S. We're going to add 31.5 to both sides. That goes away. Remember, when you add decimals, line up your decimals. So 31.5 So that gives us 8.36, and that is S equals. So that's 36.8 billions of dollars. And does it say anything about rounding? Nope, so we'll just put in 36.8. Okay, now we're talking about thunder and lightning. So they give you the formula, and that represents, the M represents in miles, the distance in miles from a lightning strike if it takes T seconds to hear the thunder after seeing the flash. So if you're 1.5 miles away from the lightning flash, how long will it take to the sound of thunder to reach you? So we're looking for T. So that the miles is 1.5, so that's 1.5 equals T over 4.7. Make this a fraction. It's not really a fraction, it's a decimal as a fraction. Cross multiply, so that's 1 times T, 1T equals 1.5 times 4.7. It's just a shortcut there. So T equals, use your calculator. If not, go over here, 1.5 times 4.7. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10. Put a placeholder of 0. Now do the 4. 4 times 5 is 20, so there's a 0. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Add up your rows. And count your decimal places. There's 1, 2. So that means 1, 2. So it's 7.05. That's how many seconds. Okay, this looks like a long problem, but it's really not that bad. This guy hired a mechanic to do some work. On the final bill, the total he was charged was $696. So that's going to be the total he's charged. $696 equals $696. So $200 was listed for parts. So he's charged $200. And then he's charged the rest for labor. Now, with labor, it's an hourly rate of $31. They're asking for how many hours of labor was needed. So you know the total cost $696, and it's $31 an hour, so that's 31x. So that is the parts, which is 200, plus the hourly rate times the number of hours for the labor, and that should total to $696. So that will go in your first part, 200 plus 31x equals $696. Now the second part is they're asking us to find the number of hours. So we're going to subtract 200 from both sides. This goes away and leaves us a positive 31x equals 696 minus 200 would give us 496. We're going to divide both sides by 31. Again, let's go over to the side. Use a calculator if you can. If you're using a calculator, put the 496 in the first, and then divide button, and then 31. And let's see, 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18. So it comes out nice and even. So x equals 16 hours. So it took 16 hours to complete the job.